relocation is. You know, and you can say we're one of the top 2 or 3 relocation companies in the world, and we're always looking for different accounts, and quite often that can be an opportunity as well. So it's not something you're going to push big time, but it does expand us. We're big. And we just opened another office in the Pacific Rim outside of Hong Kong. It wasn't Hong Kong, there's another Pacific Rim, I forget where they put it, but he's opened another office in the Pacific Rim as well. And Canada. They have Canada, yeah, they have Calgary up there. No, they've opened another one in Windsor. Now he has an office in Windsor as well. So we got them all over the world, relocation offices. Now we get into the open house program, and yes, it is exciting, and it's awesome, and it's fun. And there's a, let me describe a guy who, and unfortunately this guy is not with us anymore. He had died, but he went off to open his own office, which is good, but he couldn't get Weichert because he was in the footprint of the Weichert office where he was, that kind of stuff. But someday as the market expands, he'll be able to. But he did open houses like I've never heard anybody do open houses before. He was in Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, probably a similar size. It's very military, you know, the space, you know, stuff is there. Anybody been to Huntsville? Know that? It's a cool place, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You gone and seen the rockets and all that stuff in the museum? It's pretty neat. And this guy, he started in, and by the way, he started real estate, I think it was, I heard him last year, so so this is his 5th year in real estate, and he's opened a real estate company. Older guy, he got into second career. Older, he's my age, late 50s. That's old.
Really?
Yeah. Not really. Not really. Anyway, not really. So his thing, 100% of his business was around open houses. And I've met, and by the way, I quit counting the corporate agents in New Jersey that work for Jim Weichert in his offices. I quit counting the ones that have been with him for 25, 30 years. That when I talk to him, you know, tell him about your business, my insurance thing, you know, tell him about your business. Oh, it's open houses. And they've spent their whole career, all they do is focus on their open houses, making sure they're doing 2 or 3 a month and doing all the prospecting leading up to it and after it, and it provides them a 6-figure career of just focusing on open houses. And this guy in Alabama that I met last year was on steroids. And it was, he did 3 a week. He did 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. The Saturdays for like 11 to 1 and then 1 to 4, something like that.
So it's okay to do them on Saturday then?
You can do them whenever you want to do them, but I'm going to talk more about that.
Okay.
You should do them, the most powerful is getting everybody to do them at the same time.
Okay.
Because it makes much more impact when you're doing that. Now, this guy had created market dominance in a number of contiguous neighborhoods, and he did it through his open house strategy. He goes, I'm only going to work these 10,000 people or whatever it was, you know, a few neighborhoods, and he's going to do 3 a week. It was at 2 on Saturday, and it was, and he said, he told me, Kirk, I have not spent the first penny on print media or internet advertising. He said, I buy signs, door hangers, business cards, balloons, and helium. And my office provides the balloons and heliums and the signs. And he goes out, he goes, what I do, I'll just tell some anecdotes he told. I can't tell the whole thing, but he goes, first of all, it's a listing strategy. Okay, that's what you got to understand, is it's a listing strategy. Well, we didn't need it anyway. Okay. And he said, when you understand that, you really become effective. Now, let me tell you another, interrupt this with another one. Weichert Realtors excel up in Detroit, Michigan. Great office. You'll see them on the leaderboard. I was in their office last year in a sales meeting, and a 6-month agent, she had been licensed for 6 months. Matter of fact, she was getting her cake, her 6-month cake, because he does that kind of stuff all the time. They figure out, you know, you got to have, Hank says you got to have enough reasons to celebrate at every weekly meeting. So 6-month cake, put it in there too. She had 3 listings that she had brought in that she got that week, and she got them from the homeowners that were in the neighborhood where she's knocking on doors to invite people to her open house down the street. Are you with me? She was holding that home open For the third time that Sunday, I was there on Tuesday, it was that Sunday, she'd gotten the 3 listings that week. She said they were all 3 of these listings were from people that I had knocked on their door for the 3rd time. And she hadn't even sold that listing yet, but she had been in the neighborhood knocking, and she said, she was so funny, she said literally this one guy, one of them, said, he reached in, grabbed my shoulder and said, come in here. And she got 3 listings in 1 week, 6-month agent. And it was just from holding the open houses the way we said to. And they figured, well, had they lived in that neighborhood for years? Say yes. Yes. Had other agents had open houses? Say yes. Mm-hmm. Had anyone knocked on their door?
No.
Okay? It is exciting. And so you'll start killing it if you do the full open house system the way it's designed. So we get into our open house system, start talking about it, and we talk about how important it is. We got many homeowners visit. By the way, we've studied this, and we also know that it's like 73% of people that come to an open house are going to wind up buying a house. I think it's within 6 months. It's in our other material. It's in our other material. So they do work. By the way, have you ever had a feeling that open houses didn't work? Mm-hmm. Sure.
That's the rumor.
Well, let me tell you what I do. In Louisville, I'm not, and I went this spring, but I'm due to go again. You know what I'm getting ready to tell them what I do. I secret shop. You remember me telling you about what I do? Or maybe I did in the academy. About twice a month in Louisville, because I don't have a high face recognition level in Louisville. I was the general manager of a firm there, but I wasn't out interacting with agents, so agents don't know. And it's been 13 years and I've been working out of town, not in town. So I can go incognito out to open houses, which I do once or twice a year. I did again this spring, or earlier this year. I'm due to go again. And I'll pick 3 or 4. And now, let me tell you what it is. When I walk into this open house, not Weicker, these are, competing agents. I walk in, what's the first thing they ask me to do? Sign in. They shouldn't they? And I do. John Smith, whatever. Then what's the next thing they ask me?
Have a realtor.
Yeah, are you working with a realtor? And they shouldn't they? Okay? And I'll go, no. All right? And then we start walking around the house. What's another thing they'll ask? Well, actually, we're signing in, or you work with a realtor, then what's another thing they'll ask? Almost routine.
Is there a time frame?
Are you pre-approved for a loan? Are you pre-approved? So those 3 things will happen early on almost every time. Okay, and that's good, that's fine. Y'all should do that as well. Okay? But then we start walking around the house, and what's one of the first things they'll ask? You started in with what's time frame. At some point, and it's usually early on, they'll say something like, what kind of house are you looking for? And I feel like saying, one just like this, you idiot. That's why I came over here to look at it. And I walk out of almost, I've got 2 agents in the last 3 years of me doing this that have asked the magic question, but almost every time I walk out without them asking me what?
For an appointment.
No, we have an appointment. We're in an appointment at that point.
Put it in offer? You want to put it in offer?
You want to put it in offer? Are you interested in buying? Okay. I would say we're not by law allowed to encourage offers. Correct? For anything but the full price?
Yeah, you're a listing agent. This is what you're trying to get the.
No, wait a minute. No, wait. Let me make sure I'm not misstating here. In Delaware, you can legally encourage potential buyers to make lower priced offers on listings.
Well, you have to establish the relationship. So we have a CIS, Consumer Information Statement,
right.
which then allows them to choose who you're representing.
Okay.
If you're representing them, both, that whole.
Okay, so y'all do buyer representation.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so that changes the answer to the question I asked earlier.
It's very upfront.
No, it's not.
Am I confused?
CIS
Okay.
is not.
Right. So
Consumer information, it's a consumer information.
Yeah, but it's not a commitment.
It's not a
Right.
creation of agency.
No.
Okay, so you're still working as
No, it is a creation of agency, but it's not
No, it's not.
exclusive. You're not saying they can only work with you.
Think
You're
you
saying
override the
if
defaults.
you're
Why
working
isn't it
with
a creation of
them,
agency?
You're
how are
represent-
you representing
I
them?
understand.
And they choose.
Okay. All right. Well, let me.
No, but
I
it
didn't.
doesn't.
Puts it all up front.
I shouldn't have meandered us off too far.
Right.
Okay. But here's what you should say to every potential buyer or visitor to your open house when they're through looking at it. You look at them and go, would you like to buy this house? Okay. And here's something I've learned. For years, I go around the country and talk to converting offices like this. I talk to agents. I go, have you ever sold a house at open house? And they go, I've never sold one at open house. They don't work. And my response immediately is, you haven't tried yet. Because and I see it when I go through open houses and I hear it in the language. You know, what does the seller think you're doing?
Selling their house.
Do they think you're gathering people up to ask them if they're ready to make an offer on a house? No, they think you're gathering people up to ask them to buy their house. Is that correct?
Correct.
So ask everybody to buy that house. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay? And guess what happens? They'll go, yes. Yeah, they'll say yes.
Pretty simple.
Screwing the whole open house up. It just screws the whole open house up. It just screws it up.
Yeah, it made it worthwhile.
Yeah, Jesus.
Hello?
Now there's no complaints doing them every week. Because y'all know what we want you to do. We want you to do at least two a month. And you can't, if you got a listing on Wednesday, you can't hold it open on Sunday. Anybody know why?
You don't have a 2-week process.
You don't have time to do the process. You're gonna cheat that seller. Now we think if we get the listing on Wednesday, hey, I'm gonna hurry up and go ahead and do an open house for you, like that would be good service for them. No. You're reversing, you're pulling the rug out of the power of the open house system. You don't have 2 weeks to make all the contacts. Okay? More on that tomorrow. Okay. But anyway, so doors, we're talking about that. And we're talking about how important open houses are. And now look, here's another one. I wish I had my, maybe I do. Here we go. I need to. Okay. Oh yeah. Here we go. Baby.
Have a good one.
Yay! All right. Now, on this page, we're talking about how we do open houses. And again, the problem, Mr. and Miss Seller, in the way everyone else does open houses, is all they do is the during I will part. Everybody does that in addition to me. We greet people at the door, we register all the guests, we sell the benefits, etc. But that's not what gets homes sold at open houses. What gets homes sold at open houses is all the work that we do before the open house and the work we do after. So that's what I want you to focus on as being important. And here's what we do. Then you just start describing all the stuff that you're going to be doing, which y'all learn tomorrow when we do open houses, okay? Then you start describing all the stuff that you do. So the important thing here is, Mr. Miss Homeowner, this is not important. The holding of the open house, everybody does that. That's the easy part. Matter of fact, I enjoy it. Get to meet new people. Enjoy your house for a couple hours. Kick you out. You know, that kind of stuff. But that's not going to get it sold. I've got to get people there, and that takes active work. Okay? Most agents just put a sign out and an ad, and that doesn't get it done. All right? Okay. So now we're going to say, this is a trial close page. This is we're looking back at what we told them. I'm sorry, it's 12. We'll end here in just a second. We're going to look back at what we told them, and we say, okay, can you see how our internet strategy could help you? Are there any other questions you have about our internet strategy? And do you understand how our local marketing works? And do you have any special papers I meant to ask you that you think we ought to advertise in, et cetera? You get it? So we're doing a little summary of what we've already covered at that point. And it's quite likely for some, often at this point, they're also going to start going, okay, where's the paperwork? That reaction kind of happens at that point also, okay? All right, so that's told them what we told them. Now, gold services. You got a mortgage company here, right? Yay! That is awesome. And they come in and sit there.
Yep.
Okay. Do you, have y'all been using a home protection plan?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, which one?
HWA.
Yeah, not that I care. I've read,
Yeah.
this is another thing. We don't care.
Warranty limit.
Just as long as you want. Now, you've been doing them on everything?
Most.
Okay, yeah. Marty probably told you, just make sure, we, see, the other part, the way we keep the Weichert of full value to you guys is we hold all of our offices accountable to certain standards. If we start letting them go, then the value of the franchise goes down. So when we send an auditor in here to poke through your files, they're going to be looking to make sure there's a waiver or a sold warranty on every client. Make sense? So
Buyers and sellers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, on every client.
That's what we used to do. was
Yes.
buyers and
So you got to make
Contracts still do
a waiver.
buyers.
Home protection plans are just no brainers. I don't know why we
I
don't.
may not pay for it, but I'm going to ask the seller to.
Say again.
I'm saying I still do it on all my buyers. I may not be the one paying for it the way we do in our listings,
what I
but
meant.
I mean,
That's what I
I'm
meant.
still going to ask for it in every single
Y'all are paying
contract.
for it on listings?
Yes.
Yeah.
We split.
Well,
the agent splits
the
the cost.
company-
Very
pays
kindly,
half.
the company pays half.
I bet you can get every one of your sellers to, I bet you could stop doing that. I bet you could. Well, and
Part of
help
what
me,
You need
help me
to
out.
look
Part of-
over
it's part of
this
what
way
sets us
when you
apart.
say that, because I don't use the program for my sellers actually,
Well,
so.
But we're going to. We're going to start.
No, I offer it, but I.
Yeah, yeah, you get a waiver, right, get a waiver, offer a waiver. Well, I wouldn't pay for it. I would, I think this would be, I think we've discovered a marvelous policy change here that you could make easily. And just, it's not real difficult to sell. Matter of fact, when I was ERA, our flip chart, the last 2 pages, we had home warranty. That's how I used to, that was my close. It was like, Mr. and Ms. Seller, imagine if you're a buyer and you're shopping for homes, you got down to like 2 that you would, buy, because there's always similar homes, and one was warranted and one wasn't. Which one would you make an offer on first? And they got a warranted one. So I mean, for me, it was a pretty easy sale.
It's been a listing tool because of some things that we have lacked as far as not, being
Right.
franchised. But I've gone up against ERAs, and
Yeah.
the sellers have noted that, oh, you're paying for that? ERA wanted me to pay for it. It has been a listing tool, but I don't think we will need it moving forward.
Yeah, I would not do that. I would get back to them
Right.
paying it. I found that really the only agents that have difficulty selling a home warranty also have difficulty selling houses.
Right.
So I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer.
But have you ever come up across competition where they have offered to pay for it? Wouldn't you think?
It was so
if you
rare. I
were-
was trying to think of if I had ever.
Well, that's what makes.
Y'all might be the first
That's the
office
thing,
I've
that's
ever-
what makes us, I think,
It has
pretty different.
been a tool, but I don't think we will need it moving forward.
I hear where you're going now, and I agree with that. I can see how it could have been
It has been a
good
differentiator.
differentiator in the past, but boy, this would be a great time to stop that.
Yeah, we
'Cause
have
you
a
don't
lot
need
more
it.
to offer.
Yes.
One of the reasons I wanted to come up with something months ago was I felt I was losing the power of my listing presentation. And this was one of the things, my listing presentation was one of the main reasons for myself I wanted to do this.
Yeah.
And with the power of what's been designed coupled with the open houses,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things we had to use as an independent before that really we're gonna have naturally. That as long as we speak to them, it'll be all about talking about them and making sure we do the same kind of systems like we always have, but now with their great stuff.
The other, and you made me remember a point too, one of the great things about this doors listing process is that previously we've had, however many people in this room, we've had that many different messages, do y'all agree? That have been at the listing table. And it makes sense to have one consistent message, don't you think?
And it's also a great cue card for
Oh, yeah,
us,
yeah.
so that we don't forget a step, because
Yeah.
you're human and you'll always leave out one thing.
Yeah. So, let me get through these last pages real quick and we'll get out of here because it's noon, I'm sorry, it's past, and we'll pick it up tomorrow. But guys, this is part of the theater of the thing. We have a mortgage company in here, CETO, come into the office And I'll talk a little bit more about the theater of that and how it is a huge impact when agents go, and this might be somebody that come off the lead network or any buyer inquiry, and they're going, hey, okay, so we'll look at tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Listen, we're going to start the appointment in the office.